getting clear now. Shannon Sharpe fumbled the bag for $100 million. Yes, $100 million is what he was about to be expected. And this is how it went. And now we're kind of understanding why it seemed like he wanted to negotiate and settle with his accuser.
You see what happened? That had been going on for years. They let it build up. Shannon Sharpe, y'all know, he was about to sign $1 million contract. So now, they got to get out of it.
Go get you.
50 million, I go to hell. 50 million, I go to hell. 50 million, I go to hell.
You thinking you
The game and they running game.
This whole mess with Shannon Sharpe is spiraling out of control. And now, Deion Sanders just jumped into the fire with major side-eye, saying straight up, something ain't adding up. Shannon's caught in a massive $50 million lawsuit from an OnlyFans model, Gabriella Zuniga, who's accusing him of some serious foul play. But Shannon ain't staying quiet. He's clapping back, calling the whole thing a setup, pure money grab tactics. And get this, he's saying his own people are low-key enjoying his downfall. Yeah, you heard that right. Folks from his inner circle are sitting back, smiling while he's out here fighting for his name. And it gets even messier, because this lawsuit didn't come out of nowhere. It hit just days after word got out that Shannon was about to lock in a $100 million media deal. Like clockwork, the moment his big move was about to land, everything came crashing down. That deal? Put on pause. And if you're thinking, that's way too perfect, you're not alone.
Do they know who they hired? Yes.
What part of me? What part of me? Why you gonna make me show out? Why you trying to make us show out? Can we act right, please?
Okay, right. They know, so okay,
They know.
okay.
What you mean by that?
Because I know you.
Man.
And then it's like, well, we want you to be yourself. All right, I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna be so proud.
Deion Sanders is calling foul too. According to Deion, this whole situation feels way too clean, too convenient. He's convinced this ain't just bad luck. Somebody out here pulled strings and set Shannon up right as he was leveling up. This didn't happen by chance. It's giving premeditated sabotage. So now the real question is, who had the motive to take Shannon down right when he was about to snatch the biggest bag of his career? Somebody lurking in the shadows clearly didn't want to see him win. And now, the whole game's flipped on its head.
I've spoken. It's sharp, because guess what? They're going to say, oh, the conference isn't any good now. You notice that, Stephen A? So that's what it is. When he was getting his eyes beat out, oh, I told y'all he couldn't coach on that level. I told y'all he was false this and false that. Now they're 8-2 with an outside chance to make the college football playoff. Everybody done gone radio silent. Now they find something else to complain about. Coach Prime got them playing well. They're playing really, really well. I like where they are.
Now here's where it gets even spicier. Some folks out there are saying Shannon might have played himself. They're like, nobody told him to mess with that woman. Even if she had a plan from the jump, they're saying Shannon basically handed her the whole playbook. So yeah, maybe it was a setup, but he might have made it way too easy for her.
Okay, it's getting clear now. Shannon Sharpe fumbled the bag for $100 million. Yes, $100 million is what he was about to be expected. And this is how it went. And now we're kind of understanding why it seemed like he wanted to negotiate and settle with his accuser for $10 million. And for those that don't know, Shannon Sharpe is being accused of having unwanted sex. And we all know when that happens, like the media is on the frenzy right now. But here's the part was where he dropped the bag. He was about to get $100 million. So we know how his podcast, Shay, had been taken off. He literally just finished his contract as he was signed to Colin Cohard's podcasting group.
But if Deion Sanders is right, and someone's really out here orchestrating all this, then we're not just talking about a messy hookup gone wrong. Nah, this jumps into a whole different arena. This could be some real deal power play stuff. Backroom sabotage, industry puppeteering. Was Shannon getting too powerful? Too bold? Did he step on the wrong toes in this media game? Or is there a much deeper conspiracy brewing behind the scenes that nobody's ready to talk about yet? Because when someone like Deion starts calling it out, this ain't just gossip, it's a red flag. He's saying this feels like a setup from higher up, not just a personal mistake. And while everyone's out here trying to guess what's real and what's smoke, Shannon's world is spinning fast. The lawsuit hasn't even hit court yet, but the damage already hitting hard. His reputation, his career, his empire, it's all under fire.
You see what happened? That had been going on for years. They let it build up. Shannon Sharpe, y'all know, he was about to sign $1 million contract. So now they got to get out of it because they know what's about to happen. The only way they can stop this contract and stop this thing from happening is put this dirt out. It's time to drop it because they know if this ninja get 100 million in his pocket, it's going to be some real problems. Some real problems.
The man went from NFL greatness to dominating the media lane like a boss. But now, he's stepping back from his seat next to Stephen A. Smith on First Take, and the whispers are getting louder. Word is, he was this close to closing a jaw-dropping $100 million podcast deal, and now that bag might be slipping right through his hands. Let's talk timing, because this right here is wild. On April 18th, just 3 days before Gabriela Zuniga dropped that lawsuit on Shannon, Front Office Sports spilled some major tea. Shannon was on the verge of locking in a massive deal that would have leveled him all the way up. And we're not talking about some one-show contract. Nah, this was an empire-level power move. The deal would have brought everything under the Club Shay Shay brand into one monster package. Club Shay Shay, Nightcap, Club 520 Podcast, The Bubba Dub Show, and even Humble Baddies.
See the great things that he has been doing and to know the potential is out there for all of this to be derailed. I'm incredibly sad for him. I'm sad for us as a show because we're better with him than without him. It's like you just, and then I see the zest with which people are willing to pounce on him. And it's like, listen, people have been after him since he did Cat Williams. You know, they've been at his neck because of the numbers he produced and the success that it had and how he was able to rock.
That's not just building a brand. That's a straight-up cultural takeover. And it all traces back to one bombshell moment, his viral sit-down with Cat Williams back in January 2024. That interview broke the internet. Cat came in swinging, throwing shade at half of Hollywood, name-dropping with zero fear like he had dirt on everybody. And that episode, it exploded. It became Shannon's most-watched episode ever, turning Club Shay Shay into the spot where celebs drop unfiltered truth with no filter and no fear. But here's where it gets dicey, because while the people were loving it, some powerful folks in Hollywood, not so much. That interview didn't just go viral, it made waves in the wrong boardrooms. And the whispers started. Big dogs behind the scenes were not happy, either with what Cat said or with Shannon for giving him the platform to say it. Now insiders are buzzing, saying Shannon didn't just ruffle feathers. He might have made enemies in high places. And that's got folks wondering if this lawsuit was just the front, and the real hit came from way above his pay grade. Some folks are calling it loud. This ain't just some random scandal, it's a whole hit job in disguise. And one of the main voices backing that theory, Shannon's ride or die from way back, Deion Sanders. These two have been solid for years. Shannon's always gone hard for Deion, especially when people were trashing him over his coaching at Colorado. Shannon stood 10 toes down, defending him against the media and all the hate. Now, it's Deion's turn to hold Shannon down. Word on the street is, Deion's convinced this mess didn't just come out of nowhere. According to folks close to him, he believes this takedown was set in motion months before Gabriela Zuniga even filed that lawsuit. The timing, the headlines, the collapse of that $100 million deal, it's all too perfect. He thinks someone high up had this playbook ready to go. And this lawsuit, just the opening move. But wait, it doesn't stop there. Even Stephen A. Smith, who initially shaded Shannon for walking away from ESPN, is now flipping the script. He's saying folks have had it out for Shannon ever since that Cat Williams interview blew up and made Hollywood squirm. That's a serious shift, from calling him out to calling out the machine. And just when you thought the plot couldn't twist anymore, Diddy's former bodyguard Gene Deal jumped into the convo too. He's calling out the timing as way too perfect, saying it's no coincidence this lawsuit hit right when Shannon was about to ink that massive deal. Everything lined up too clean, like someone waited for the exact moment to strike. Still, not everyone's convinced it's a full-blown setup. But let's be real, it's starting to look real suspicious. Now the fans? They're divided and getting real loud about it. Some are calling this whole situation a straight-up distraction tactic. They're saying Shannon needs to stop crying setup and start owning up to the choices he made. No more conspiracy talk, just accountability. And even Deion Sanders ain't safe. Folks are coming for him now too, bringing up his past and saying he might want to chill before defending anybody else. One wild post on X even said, Deion Sanders and Shannon Sharpe equal to women B, and that comment lit the whole platform on fire. People started piling on, saying if Deion really had Shannon's back, he would have pulled him aside before all this went down. One person wrote, why didn't Deion or Sterling Sharpe tell him to stay away from these young OnlyFans models who are clearly chasing a bag? Another chimed in like, where are Shannon's real friends at? Somebody should have warned him from day one to back off that girl. The blame is flying in every direction. Another fan went off saying, Shannon needs to sit down somewhere. He too old for this itch. It's giving frustration, disappointment, and a whole lot of side-eye from fans who feel like he walked into this mess. And even with all the theories swirling, whether this was an industry setup, a planted trap, or a money scheme gone too far, most folks are circling back to one thing. Shannon might have fumbled this all on his own. Maybe someone did pull strings to block that $100 million deal. Maybe the lawsuit was timed too perfectly. But still, the streets are saying he gave him the opening to do it. Even if there was a setup behind the scenes, let's not act like Shannon didn't walk right into it with both eyes wide open. Let's keep it a buck. Grown men make grown choices. And Shannon? He chose to get caught up with someone unpredictable while he was building a media empire worth millions. Whether Gabriella had a plan from the jump or not, he gave her full access, and that moves on him. He didn't just slip up, he handed over the whole bag. Shannon Sharpe isn't new to this game. He's been under the spotlight for decades, and at almost 60, this ain't his first scandal rodeo. He knows how this fame machine moves. One mistake, and it all starts crashing down. So now people are asking, how are you yelling "setup" while you walked into the trap yourself? And let's talk about that phone call, the one where Shannon allegedly said he was gonna choke the ish out of her. That right there? For a lot of people, that was the moment everything changed. It didn't matter if she baited him. Nobody forced those words out of his mouth. That came straight from him. And the internet? They're not letting it go. Then come the screenshots. Those bizarre messages floating around online. Stuff like, put a big black baby in me? That's not just wild, it's messy. And whether Gabriella is lying or not, a lot of fans don't think she just made that up from thin air. It's giving too specific, too graphic, too messy to ignore. And now the court of public opinion? Already halfway decided. The internet is not holding back. People are pointing straight at Shannon, saying he got way too deep into a mess he should have stayed far away from. They're saying he played right into the chaos, knowing exactly what was on the line. So it's no shock that most fans aren't rushing to defend him. Yeah, maybe there's a chance somebody powerful didn't want him to level up. Maybe that $100 million media deal had folks behind the scenes shook. But let's be real, Shannon didn't just leave the door cracked, he swung it wide open. When you reach that kind of success, your image ain't just your brand, it's your armor. And Shannon? He risked it all with one reckless move. Deion Sanders might still be riding for him, and sure, a few loyal fans are rooting for a comeback. But most folks? They're saying what everybody's thinking. Shannon blew this all by himself. Right when the bag was about to drop, he fumbled it in front of the whole world. But now it's your turn to sound off. Was this really a setup from the jump? Do you think Gabriella was sent to derail Shannon's rise? Or did he bring all this madness into his own life with the choices he made? And here's the real question. Even if it was a setup, does that excuse the way he moved? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear everything. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more wild celeb drama and messy deep dives. This saga, far from over. Stay tuned, and we'll see you on the next one.